Hello, my sadistic bastards. How the hell are you? Tonight we're doing a small history of vampires. There are almost as many different characteristics of vampires as they are vampire legends. But the main characteristics of vampires is they drink human blood. They typically drain their victims' blood using their sharp fangs, killing them and turning them into vampires. In general, vampire hunts at night. In general, vampires hunt at night since sunlight weakens their powers. Some may have the ability to morph into a bat or a wolf. Vampires' super strength and often have a hypnotic sensual effects on their victims. They can't see their image in a mirror and cast no shadows. Vlad the Impaler, or Vlad Tepes. It's thought Bram Stoker's named Count Dracula after Vlad Dracula, also known as Vlad the Impaler. Vlad Dracula was born in Transylvania, Romania. He ruled Wallachia, Romania, off and on from 1456 to 1462. Some historians described him as a just yet brutally cruel ruler who violently, fought off the Ottoman Empire. He earned his nickname because his favorite way to kill his enemies was to impale them on a wooden stake. According to legend, Vlad Dracula enjoyed dining amidst his dying victims and dipping his bread in their blood. Whether those gory tales are true is unknown. Many people believe these stories sparked Stoker's imagination to create Count Dracula, who was also from Transylvania, sucked his victim's blood, and could be killed by driving a stake through his heart. But according to Dracula experts, Elizabeth Miller, Stoker didn't base Count Dracula's wife on Vlad Dracula. Nonetheless, the similarities between the two Draculas are intriguingly. Are vampires real? Vampire superstitions thrived in the Middle Ages, especially as the plague decimated entire towns. The disease often left behind bleeding mouth lesions on his victims, which to the uneducated was a sure sign of vampirism. It wasn't uncommon for anyone with a unfamiliar physical or emotional illness to be labeled as a vampire. Many researchers have pointed to porphyria, a blood disorder that can cause several blisters on the skin that's exposed to sunlight, as a disease that may have been linked to the vampire legend. Some symptoms of porphyria, whatever it's called, can be temporarily relieved by ingesting blood. Other diseases blamed for promoting the vampire myth include rabies or goiter. When a suspected vampire dies, their bodies were often disinterred to search for signs of vampirism. In some cases, a stake was thrust through the corpse's heart to make sure they stayed dead. Other accounts describe the decapitation and burning of the corpse of suspected vampires well into the 19th century. Mercy Brown. Mercy Brown may reveal Count Dracula as the most notorious vampire. Unlike Count Dracula, however, Mercy was a real person. She lived in Exeter, Rhode Island, and was the daughter of George Brown, a farmer. After George lost many family members, including Mercy, in the late 1800s to tuberculosis, his community used Mercy as a scapegoat to explain their deaths. It was common at that time to blame several deaths in one family on the undead. The bodies of each dead family member were often exhumed and searched for signs of vampirism. When Mercy's body was examined and didn't display severe decay, not surprising since her body was placed in an above-ground vault during a New England writer. The townspeople accused her of being a vampire and making her family sick from her icy grave. They cut out her heart, burned it, then fed the ashes to her sick brother. Perhaps not surprisingly, he died shortly after. Real vampires. Although modern science has silenced the vampire fears of the past, people who call themselves vampires do exist. They're normally seeming people who drink small amounts of blood in a perhaps misguided effort to stay healthy. Communities of self-identified vampires can be found on the internet and in cities and towns around the world. To avoid rekindling vampire superstitions, most modern vampires keep to themselves and typically conduct their feeding rituals, which include drinking the blood of willing donors in private. Some vampires do not ingest human blood, but claim to feed off the energy of others. Many state that if they don't feed regularly, they become agitated or depressed. Vampires became mainstream after Dracula was published. Since then, Count Dracula, legendary persona, has been the topic of many films, books, and television shows. Given the fascination people have with all things horror, vampires, real or imaginary, are likely to continue to inhabit the earth for years to come. Let's see. Vampires are evil mythological beings who roam the world at night, searching for people whose blood they feed upon. They may be the best-known classic monster of all. Most people associate vampires with Count Dracula, the legendary blood-sucking subject of Bram Stoker's epic novel Dracula, which was published in 1897, but the history of vampires began long before Stoker was born. Fun fact, Bram Stoker was a Scotchman. Guys, I want to thank y'all for watching my videos, and please like and subscribe to my videos if you haven't already. If you have already, thank you so very much. It's well appreciated. We will be taking the kids to a cemetery tonight for some fun Halloween activity. Nothing weird or whatever. We're not going to dig up no grave. We ain't going to try to raise the dead or anything. But we are going to go for a little late night spook show. Try to freak each other out. It's starting to become a family history, a family thing from one Halloween to another. This is the second year we've done this. My wife don't get off till 9. So she comes home, eat, and then we're going to head out and have some fun. Alright. Again, I do apologize for not being on here for a while. But, you know, life gets the best of us sometimes, and we got to deal with life before we can deal with other things. I'm trying to make YouTube as a job. Amongst me working at a school. But sometimes don't have time to do it. You know, I got 3 kids and a wife I gotta take care of, and you know, it just sometimes that gets in the way. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because they're my family, they're more important. But I do enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I do enjoy entertaining. So I hope you find these videos very entertaining for you. Oh, that's creepy. But if you do have any ideas that you would like for me to work on, by all means, please leave a message, drop me a comment at the bottom, let me know. What Halloween video would you like to see? Is it werewolves? Is it mummies, zombies, demons? Well, what would you like? I mean, not necessarily those, you know, it can be whatever you want it to be. And, I'll be more than happy to do the video for you. I am several videos behind, so I'll probably be working on these videos well past Halloween. I do apologize for that. I do have a couple Halloween stories I'd like to share with you before it's all said and done. Well, anyways, enjoy the rest of this video, and thank you for everything. Thank you for your support. After you like and subscribe to my video, go over to my buddy's Shane's videos, is his page, and like and subscribe to him. It's Shane, then a space 717. I hope and pray that I'm able to get another video out to you tonight or tomorrow. I think tonight when we go out there to the cemetery, I think I'll post it, record it and post it. It should be fun. Well, that's creepy as heck. Thank y'all. Have a good night. And stay spooky. Night Squatch Prepper out.